Welcome back to the Wellness for Us podcast. I'm Troy the Trainer, your wellness host, and today we're getting right into it. First, in Wellness Unplugged, we're talking about diabetes, an epidemic that's all over the world. But right here at home, children are getting diabetes faster than ever before. And we really want to know why and what we can do to help our children not get this illness. In this little clip episode, we're going into a series and a topic, diabetes decoded. Take a listen.
One of the biggest threats to our children's health may be underestimated. Obesity and the form of diabetes linked to it are setting kids up for runaway medical problems.
An obese child is potentially more at risk for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, type 2 diabetes, joint-related problems, liver disease, gallbladder disease. That's a big list.
With upwards of 30% of Florida's kids weighing in as obese, pediatricians are intervening.
The first thing we look at where the child is on a growth chart, take a good family history and find out if there's some of the things like the diabetes, high blood pressure already present in the family, which of course would put the child at increased risk.
New studies suggest diabetes in children is harder to treat and it progresses more quickly, meaning they get sicker quicker.
Adults who are overweight may take 15 years before they develop diabetes. In children, that could be as short as a couple of years.
Doctors believe the speed and severity may be linked to hormones,
such as growth hormone and the testosterone and estrogen. They are much higher in children in puberty. So these excess hormones plus the overweight together cause even more insulin resistance.
In theory, people who develop diabetes as children may suffer complications much earlier in life than previous generations who became diabetic as adults. Type 2 diabetes is typically avoidable by improving diet and exercise.
It's all about choices and making the appropriate choices.
The best advice, eliminate the risk by preventing the problem. For Lee Memorial Health System, I'm Amy Osher.
Every day around the world, different children get diabetes and different illnesses that come along with diabetes. But this is preventable, and it's preventable with simply exercise and a proper diet. To learn more, visit me over at www.troyweaver.com. In our next clip, me personally, I don't like going to the doctor, but some people feel like going to the doctor is just something they enjoy doing. In this next clip, we're going to learn about a couple of people that just can't get enough of their doctor in a little episode we're calling Doctor Addicted. People around the world have to go to the doctor on a regular basis. You don't want that to be you. So by eating proper diet of fruits, vegetables, learning how to exercise properly, and lowering your stress, you can stay far away from Dr. Addicted. Hey, we're back. This is Wellness Unplugged, and I'm your boy, Troy the Trainer, and we're talking about different health and wellness topics from all over the internet. You know, it's really hard to tell somebody who physically looks good that they need to change their diet, that they need to eat better, that they need to exercise and work and lower their stress. So I just found a clip. We're going to learn from the doctors why just because you look good doesn't mean that inside you're healthy. This one we'll let the doctors explain.
My health habits aren't great, but I look fine.
Well, Masa actually joins us, and you told our producers you can relate to this.
I can totally relate. I mean, I just love food in general, and pizza, burgers, fries. But why should I change my diet if I'm comfortable with myself when I look at myself in the mirror and go out and get dressed?
Well, come up here with me. And I think, Masa, your story is very relatable, but I also think, a lot of people hear your story and they're frustrated. Because a lot of people say, well, no matter what I do, I can't get to a weight I'm comfortable with. They look at you and they think, she looks fabulous and she eats all that crap. Right. Here's the reality, though. It doesn't always matter what you look like. When we talk about your health, you got to look inside. Because there are a lot of things that go on inside the human body that you're never going to see on the outside when you're eating a lot of bad food. One of the things that you need to start thinking about is what's going on inside your body. So let's start with this. You have any idea what that is?
No.
It's part of your pancreas. Do you want to feel it?
I don't even know where that is.
Well, let me show you. So, I have to deconstruct our model here a little bit, but come over here. So, your pancreas actually lives behind your stomach. Now, I'm going to try to pull this out.
Oh, God. Okay.
I'm going to take the liver out, too.
Okay, there that goes.
So, back here is your pancreas.
Okay.
And what it does is every time you eat a meal, like French fries, a meal that's loaded with sugar, it releases insulin. And here is where the sad situation can be for people who have normal weight. A lot of people who are normal weight do get diagnosed with diabetes. 1 in 8 diagnoses of type 2 diabetics are normal weight. But normal weight diabetics, a recent study actually showed that they have twice the risk of dying of cardiovascular disease. And the reason is that you may be normal weight, but that doesn't mean that internally your body's responding any better to the insulin that you're releasing after all these meals. It doesn't mean your body's not working twice as hard. It just doesn't show on the outside. Because the other thing that can be happening is internally, you may not be overweight, but you can still internally have a lot of visceral fat covering your organs, causing internal damage. You know what else isn't in French fries or deep fried food or a lot of the other things you say you like?
What?
Do you want to feel it? You can put some gloves on and it's up to you.
Okay, I'm going to jump in with you because we're going to do this, guys.
And this is what a lot of women don't think about until it's too late. But I can tell you when you're eating foods of that nature, what you aren't doing is building strong
bones.
Strong bones.
Okay.
Women, especially as women move on in life, are susceptible to what's called osteoporosis. I want you to feel it. That's a spine, okay?
Okay.
You're looking at that in profile. But women who drink a lot of sodas, much more likely to develop osteoporosis. Women who are not engaging in weight-bearing exercise, a lot more likely to develop osteoporosis. And that may not mean anything to you now, but 20, 30 years down the road, when you fall and you break your hip, it's going to mean something to you. And right now is when your body wants to be its strongest. It wants strong bones. You're priming yourself right now with your eating habits to how you're going to feel 20, 30 years down the road.
Oh my God. I'm kind of afraid for that.
Every time you eat a meal that's loaded with processed sugars, salt,
butter,
saturated fats, every single time you do that, you are putting a burden on your internal organs that will add up over time, will potentially prematurely end your life, will potentially lead to premature fractures, will potentially lead to things like diabetes, will potentially lead to a heart attack. And I don't care if you're the perfect svelte figure or not. You got to stop now so that 10, 20, 30 years from now, you don't end up in the ER. I want this to be the day where you say, oh, I turned it around. And I still look fabulous, but now...
So does the inside?
So does the inside. Okay. Are you in?
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
So looking good is not the same as being healthy on the inside. This episode, we learned from the doctors that you have to take care of your insides in order for your outside to last a long time in life. I'm Troy the Trainer, and this is Wellness for Us, and we're just learning about different wellness things all over the internet. I'll see you in the next one. I think family is one of the most important things we can have in life. And family, no matter what culture you're from, is really, really important. So what happened to our family? What happened to the family unit? And, around the world, we're having a big problem with the single family homes, divorce, etc. So in this episode, I'm just going to a little clip that we're going to call Family Destruction.
They had to break up our family because without family, you have nothing. Family is the basic unit of civilization. Strong family, strong community. Strong family, strong nation. Strong family, strong world. Break up the family. And when you break up the family, you have to take God out of the family in order to break up the family, but make them think God is there.
You see, I think family is so important that I think it's probably the most important thing in life. Call your mom, call your cousin, call your nephews. Tell them you love them. Tell them you miss them. Family is so important that we have to do whatever we can to keep our family as close as possible. Your family is not only blood, family is all human beings. So make new friends. Meet people that are like-minded. The family is really important. You know, I've worked in the culinary space for over 10 years, and I've seen restaurants from all different cultures. And I always wondered, how did a person come from a different country and find this particular spot to open a restaurant? Maybe it was downtown Atlanta. It could have been north side, east side, west side, south side. But I always saw people from different countries find their way across the water and to this particular location that I'm now working. And, you know, I'd like to open a restaurant, but those spaces are taken from people who came from a different country. So in this particular expose, we're going to just ask ourselves, how in the world did you find this location? This is Community Takeover.
Yes, this is really important. Asian Americans were redlined from opening businesses in white neighborhoods because white people didn't want Asian Americans operating in their neighborhoods and didn't want Asian Americans profiting off of white people. But because the positionality of Asian Americans is weaponized to oppress black people, Asian Americans were being given loans to open businesses in black communities, even though black people were not able to receive loans to open businesses in their own communities. And as I've said before, as a result of this, black wealth is essentially paid out twice when it goes to Asian American businesses. Once when the individual pays for the goods or services, and then again when the Asian American business owner removes the profit from the community. Because usually people open businesses in their own communities, and this is mutually beneficial, where the business owner is making a livelihood off of providing goods and services to their community, and by being a member of the community, they're contributing and they're investing back into the community. This is an ideal situation, and that is not what happens with Asian American businesses operating in black communities. Yes, this is really important.
You see, when some individuals come from a different country with money, they already have a person here lined up, ready to show them prime locations to open a business. With no red tape attached, all they have to do is exchange money and paperwork gets signed. So it's harder for us to open businesses in our own neighborhoods because individuals have a leg up in what we're calling community takeover. So we have to find different ways of opening businesses. We have to find other locations like the internet to open businesses and start our family journey. Thanks for watching. This is the Wellness for Us podcast. I'm Troy the Trainer, your wellness host and motivator, and I'll see you in the next clip. If you'd like to learn more and hear more, just visit me over on my website at troyweaver.com. I'll see you in the next one.